Hey folks, welcome to the show. It's episode 12 for the week of March 19th. This is Another Disney Podcast.
Guess what, guys?
What?
It is St. Patrick's Day, even though it's 9:30 at night, if you guys were
already
wondering.
know it is.
Did anybody have any green adult beverages or green hamburgers? Something like that?
That's pretty nasty.
Well, they make them. Remember when we went to Paris? Weren't the hamburger buns that I had, like, they were green? It was like during the Halloween time stuff.
I mean, yeah, but it was still nasty looking.
It was good.
I mean, you're right. You're not wrong.
Hey, we're so excited that you're here. We are in episode 12. Nothing special happens for episode 12.
No.
Then this is some big changes that we've had coming that actually have started this evening. We'll talk about that more in a minute. But Brandon, how is our ADP Attraction Madness tournament going?
So Attraction Madness is looking awesome. So as you know, we started this last Friday and it's going to go through this Friday. We've got people voting for Disney World attractions and we have people voting for Disneyland attractions. Right now, it looks like kind of the heavy hitters are leading, as you would expect, even in the college basketball tournament. You know, the higher seeds or the lower seeds usually win the first round games, and that's kind of what's going on with our attractions. Just to give you an idea of a couple, looks like the Haunted Mansion is definitely sticking it to Dumbo right now, and as we talked about last week, Dumbo is in my top 5, so it kind of pains my soul.
I bet you voted
that
for
it's losing, but you know, we'll let it go. Some interesting ones: Tower of Terror and Everest are running neck and neck right now, One that I thought was kind of funny is Little Mermaid is destroying the Three Caballeros. I just thought that was funny.
I was so going to vote for the Three Caballeros.
Who voted for Tres Caballeros?
And then I was like, I can't do it. My daughter loves Little Mermaid. But I was going to do it. I tried. I couldn't do it.
Yes, indeed. And then on our lower bracket, Disneyland bracket, like we talked about, the bigger rides are definitely taking it right now. But it looks great. Remember, guys, the first round is going to end by the time you hear this on Friday.
Yes.
So just make sure that you get out there and vote so we can have a great second round.
Yeah, round 2 will be live once you hear this.
Oh, show.
Prizes to be won, folks. Prizes to be won.
For sure.
For sure.
Okay. We finally did it.
Yeah.
We launched video tonight. So this is our first video episode. We're still trying to figure out how we're going to do this. If we're going to, we know it'll be on our Facebook page and our YouTube channel on Friday. So they'll launch simultaneously with the podcast. But I haven't decided, should we do like a video feed for our podcast? I mean, I think you can add that. Like, I know lots of podcasts that do video, they have a separate feed for their video. That's a thing, right? I'm not just making that up.
Yeah. That's a thing.
I feel like I'm making that up. I don't know. I don't know how difficult that is. I don't know if it's weird starting like in the middle of like a show and, hey, we added video. But everybody has done that, right? I'm sure most people started off podcasts as audio.
Hey, Matthew, figure it out.
Yeah. No.
Yeah,
Matthew does a lot.
I agree. Like, you guys are the tech people. I just show my pretty face and do what you tell me.
We can do this now. Look at Brandon's beautiful face.
Isn't it great?
Look at that.
If you're listening, go to YouTube or Facebook and just go look at it.
It's so great.
It's beautiful.
It's also apparently ugly sweater night. I forgot to tell the guys.
Yeah, I didn't get the memo.
In case you're wondering, for the audio version, let me give a great explanation. It is an all black sweater with earwax gold on the sleeves and around the bottom, and I believe the neckline a little bit. And then it says Walt Disney World in red, and then it has a castle on the sleeve. Brandon earlier said it looked like fire.
It does. It looks like dragon fire.
Yes.
Like, if I could see the rest of your sleeve, it's like Pete's dragon was there, and it's like a fire.
That's way cooler than this sweater looks, so we're going for it. Okay, so a couple more housekeeping things. This one's a big one. So we love doing this show, and personally, I want to do it more than once a week. So I have suckered these guys into creating more content for you guys. So here's what's going to happen. We are starting Patreon. So when you hear this, this will be live. And I believe it's at, I changed the URL, Matthew. I believe it is at patreon.com/ADPOD. We dropped the FM. So patreon.com/ADPod.
Yeah, we're not on FM radio, so.
No, but I don't know why we chose it. A lot of podcasts use that FM thing.
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to have two tiers, $5 tier and a $10 tier.
Oh, that's me.
So we're going to figure out how to get you some cool content that will literally start this Friday when you log in. It's going to be awesome. Okay. So let's define what this is. So you'll be able to see when you go on the $5 tier. It's basically a whole bunch of stuff and the only thing that's different from the $10 tier is we're going to send you some goodies. So cool
stuff.
We ordered some new stickers. And so they were holographic, but Matthew said, no.
Iridescent.
So I guess these are our 50th anniversary theme stickers that we'll send you guys if you join us at the $10 tier.
Yeah.
And we also have
you get a piece of the magic.
There you go.
Easy day.
For way cheaper than $159 for a one-day ticket. And we also have little pins. I should have had one. They're little pins. They're great. They're a little logo with the microphone.
Oh, one sec.
I think Matthew's going to grab one. While he does that, I am going to go and to search for what our Patreon stuff is, because I have no idea. Brandon, keep the people entertained.
Yeah. I'll keep you all entertained. What would you like to hear? We didn't start the fire?
Yes, to go along with my sweater, my ugly sweater.
We didn't start the fire on your sleeve.
That's right. Okay, here we go. I finally found it. Here we go. The $5 tier, you will get a podcast shout out. You will also get exclusive content that will be on Patreon. You will also have the opportunity for digital downloads. And you'll be able to be a part of our private community. And we're going to do live streams maybe once a month, maybe. And so that's at the $5 tier. And then the $10 tier, a little bit different so I talked about the pin and the sticker, but you'll also have the opportunity to become, for lack of a better term, a co-owner of Another Disney Podcast. And so what that means is you'll get access to exclusive Q&As and direct show input through different surveys and live conversations that we'll have specifically for you. Words are hard. So
you get to give us your ideas on the direction we take the show.
And because you paid us, we have to listen to you. It's pretty simple.
Did you see the little decoration I have on my mic now?
Oh, I did. That's nice. That's what the pin looks like.
That's the pin.
Subtle.
Fancy.
Very.
No one saw what you did there. So, yes, there'll be some things there when you listen to the show. Thank you for supporting us already. I know that my mom's going to do it. My wife's going to do it. I'm going to do it. Hey, if you can't put your money where your mouth is, don't ask the people to give any money.
Correct.
Okay, let's talk about some of the extra content that we're going to offer. If we're going to make people pay for this stuff, we should probably tell them what we're doing. So, we're going to have one thing that we're going to do for sure every month is a 30-minute live discussion on our private Facebook page. So that could be anything from a continuation from an episode that we had that month, something that we just wanted to go deeper with. It could be just something silly where we get on and say, hey, ask us anything, and we can do a Q&A, any of that kind of stuff. So it'll be broad ranging. It'll be kind of whatever we want to talk about, but that's something that you're going to get once a month for 30 minutes. Brandon?
Yeah. And another thing that I'm super excited that we're going to be able to bring to you is that at least once a month, I'm going to hop on and I'm going to do a live Q&A from one of the parks. So I'll jump on there and you guys will be able to ask any questions. You know, if you want me to go check out a section of the park, that'll be cool to go see. I'll be there for you. And maybe it'll be a half-hour session once a month, but just a live Q&A at the parks just to get, people who can't be there. We want them to feel like they are there. So just to bring a little joy into people's lives. And then, generic park trips, I'll do a couple of those a month, maybe whenever I hit the park. I will do some live video just so so our Patreons can see what's going on at the park. And if there's something new, I'm going to hopefully be one of the first people to bring it to you.
Yes.
So I'm super excited about that. It's going to be fun.
When you go live, one of the things that I implore our Patreon people to do is please figure out what park he's in and ask him questions about every park except for the one that he's in. Hey, take us to here when he's clearly not in that park. Please do that to him. Brandon will absolutely love it.
That would be great.
For
That would be
sure.
great. I would say, give me 10 minutes. I'll drive to Animal Kingdom and look at the Tree of Life.
Beep, beep.
Well, I know another thing that I thought, I've seen this for a couple of things that I'm actually a patron for. But I've thought, Dave is a photographer. He loves going into the parks and taking pictures. And I thought, Dave, people love phone wallpapers and you take really good photos. So you should turn those into wallpapers for the people's phones. So that's another perk benefit that you get for being a patron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a really nice potato camera. Takes amazing pictures. You're going to love them.
So, yeah, that's going to be awesome. I know Dave does take fantastic pictures, so you guys are going to love those wallpapers. I know we got a couple that I've seen so far, and they look awesome, so I'm happy to see what the people out there think.
Yeah, man. They're free.
So something else we're going to do, for our Patreons is we're going to do a couple full extra content shows, right? We're going to do some shows where we break down some topics that we think people want to hear about. So one of the ones I'm really, really super excited about is a show where we're going to tell you what we love about Disney, why we fell in love with Disney. And hopefully some of the reasons we fell in love with Disney is the same reasons you guys did. So we're going to get those rolling super soon. The first one you guys are going to hear is Matthew. He's going to bring us his reasons why he loves Disney. And so that's going to roll out, in a row. You'll hear Matthew, then you'll hear Dave maybe, and then you'll hear me. But we just want to share our love for Disney with you guys. So that's going to be super cool.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, man. Well, I know I'm really excited to do those. I know another one that we get to do, we call it the fives. And what the fives is basically it's a bunch of different shows, basically signifying like these are our top five. I know we'll probably do this top 5 Magic Kingdom attractions or top 5 restaurants in World Showcase or, things like that. So yeah, that's pretty simple.
5 best bathrooms.
But yeah, fun.
And we gave
quick
you guys
shows.
a little taste of it. We gave you a little taste of it last week. But
that's true. We did.
We're going to try to come up with some unique fives, that aren't just the normal stuff like top 5 rides or top 5 desserts. We're going to try to come up with some cool stuff for you guys.
For sure.
For sure. Now, we're not going to tell you everything that we're going to do, but I'll give you one more. So another little short show that we'll do is that we have effectively calling it Dope or Nope. And so that's simply, we're going to pick a list of random Disney related things, whatever they are. And so it's going to be, do we think it's dope or do we think it gets a nope? And so that's it. And so I think it'll bring about some fun conversations and maybe you'll get to see a little bit more of our personality come out, especially now that we're on video. Oh yeah. And all of these will be on video for our Patreon channel.
Yeah, they will.
Moving forward. It's going to be great.
For sure.
I feel like I'm awkwardly looking over, like I can look at you. I don't have to be like a robot and be like,
It feels like
I don't know if people can tell, but we're not in the same room at all.
nope.
What are we're not in the same room.
Last thing I have for you guys. This will come in more to play as we get to the end of our ADP Attraction Madness. And that is, we now have a phone number that you can call us. Ooh. I forgot to make a lower third, so Matthew can't put it on the screen. But we can do it next time. Okay, it is. So you can call and text us and leave us a message, whatever it is. And so it is 757-563-4742. 757-563-4742. Call us, leave us a message. It won't ring. You'll just hear me saying, hey, thanks for calling. And we're so excited to whatever you want to share with us. And maybe we'll even put it on the show. Something like that. So if you ever want to call and leave us a voice message or a text message.
It's literally on the screen in your face.
Oh.
It's on your face.
Here. And so this is actually what we'll use to pick the winner of the ADP Attraction Madness. Dude, that's it. I'm done. I'm done with the housekeeping.
What?
Yes, I'm so done.
You got anything else?
This house is now clean.
The house is clean.
It's so clean.
Can we leave the house? Can we go to the parks?
Yes, let's go.
Oh, I
Let's
love
go to
it.
the parks.
Well, this week, guys, we hit the 1-year anniversary of our last day of normal. So
Crazy.
March 15th, 2020 was the last day that there were any fireworks in the parks. And so it was our 2 week it was our 2 weeks mandate that we went home and hunkered down.
Mm-hmm.
We all know how that worked out. And for Walt Disney World, it actually was 4 months before guests could walk down Main Street again. So what is crazy is that it was a really special night at Magic Kingdom. You guys remember this?
Mm-hmm.
Like, so after Happily
Absolutely.
Ever After, rest in pieces, ended, there were basically every character that they have a costume for, and Josh D'Amaro, not in costume, waving goodbye to all of the guests that were leaving the Magic Kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
And it was really phenomenal. I'll never forget that moment. I wasn't there, but seeing it online, it was really cool. So obviously we're turning a corner here. I'm beyond excited that we're turning a corner here, but this begs the question,
That's
fellas.
the question.
What is the question?
What is one thing you guys are excited to welcome back from each park? Now, let me get more specific. Okay. So something, because the parks on the East Coast are open, but what's something that is not back yet that you're excited to welcome back? I'll go first if that makes it easier. So I will start in Epcot. And at Epcot, here's what I think I'm looking forward to the most. The performers. I think that the performances that happen around World Showcase are an integral part of all that back there with World Showcase. I mean, I think of the mime guy and the cook guy. Were they France? Who, like, he
France.
Yeah,
he
France.
stacked up like 47 chairs and stood on one leg, and the cook dude was blowing a whistle all the time. And then, of course, the drums at Japan, but I think that went away beforehand, but I don't know.
Yeah.
One can dream. So
Yeah.
for me at Epcot, I am so hoping and looking forward to the performers coming back along World Showcase. Who wants to go next?
I agree. I'll go. And I think mine's totally like frat boyish, but I can't wait to be able to walk around with a beer and experience the World Showcase while being able to walk around with food and drink. I too love the performers, but something's taken away when you can't enjoy your food or beverage while strolling. When you have to stop, eat or drink, put a mask on, stroll to the next place, something's taken away from the experience. So for me, it's just the freedom to roam as you will or as you wish and enjoy those things. So in Epcot, I'm looking forward to strolling freely.
Cool. Okay, nothing wrong with that.
No, not at all. For me, I'm not necessarily one to say that like it's not a Disney day unless I ... because it's just not how I roll. But I really miss nighttime spectaculars, so I'm really excited for them to come back for sure.
So Harmonious.
I'm really excited for that to start.
Yeah. Well, that like October 1st,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
along with Remy's Ratatouille
Yep.
Adventure.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I left. Okay, so now I have to go to the next park. Magic Kingdom. To me, Magic Kingdom has the most. What is it? Brandon, I did this so wrong last week. What is it? Memory Maker? Is that the photo thing that they do?
Photo Pass.
So close.
Yes,
I thought it was
Memory
called-
Maker.
Yeah, Memory Maker.
Photo
So
Pass.
I am so looking forward to taking pictures at Magic Kingdom with no mask. Like, I mean, it was cool to go and document that, like to be there, like, hey, remember kids when we did this and when they're all grown up and married and remember that crazy time in the world? But I'm so excited to just go back and take like a bunch of normal pictures. I mean, that's one of my favorite things about the annual pass is to be able to get Memory Maker included for that. And so even as somebody who always drags the camera and 13 lenses with the parks everywhere I go, it's so nice to get those shots that you don't have to think about it, worry about it, do it, edit it, nothing, it's done. So that's mine.
Yeah.
And I'm go ahead, man.
No, you go, Brandon.
Okay. I was just going to say, I'm going to echo Matthew's sentiment from Epcot, and I'm going to say I can't wait for Nighttime Spectacular to come back to Magic Kingdom. So, one, I love fireworks. I loved Happily Ever After when it was going.
Yeah.
Anytime I was in the park, I made sure I had a prime spot for Happily Ever After. So I can't wait for that. That coupled with the fact that I live less than a mile from Magic Kingdom and I can watch it from my backyard, it's magical every single time. I play the music on my phone or in my, from my backyard as soon as I hear the fireworks start. So Magic Kingdom, definitely Nighttime Spectacular.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah. And you know what? I will say that right now, I hate saying it this way because it just feels selfish, but I feel like the parks are limiting the amount of time my family likes to go spend in the parks because face masks, and I'm not saying that face masks need to go away because they need to stay. They are good. I like them. But it's going to be nice for when they're not necessary. So, yeah, that's another one for me.
Nice.
Good. Let's go to Hollywood Studios. For me, I know that this is a touchy subject for some folks, but that is a park that needs the Fast Pass system. So I am so excited for Fast Passes to come back because that is such a popular park right now, by far the hottest park right now. And then you've got, the attractions in Batu, you've got the attractions in Toy Story Land. Those are just long waits no matter how you look at it. And so that was definitely a bonus, especially with littles. Like 60 minutes plus is a long time for kiddos to stand in line. And so I know it's just a small portion of your day, but for me, Fast Passes back, especially at Hollywood Studios.
I would agree. And I think Hollywood Studios, I would say the performers.
Yeah.
When this all happened and they had to let people go, you lost the citizens of Hollywood. You lost, obviously, Indiana Jones, but you lost little things like the marching band at Toy Story Land and the toy soldiers. So I'm excited for those things to come back. It's always fun to take pictures with the Green Army men, and see people interacting with the marching band. So I'm super excited and hope that they would bring back the citizens of Hollywood, the performers, to Hollywood Studios.
Please.
Yeah. And for me, I was actually kind of going down the same route. The one heart and soul of Hollywood Studios are those performers, but I miss Beauty on the Beat or Beauty on the Beat. That's a new show.
All right.
Did
Yes.
they announce that today?
Yeah, no. I miss Beauty and the Beast, and Indiana Jones. I miss those. I'd be excited for those to come back. They're always just fun shows to just go and watch. So that'll be awesome. But on top of that, I already said Nighttime Spectaculars, but Fantasmic. Bring it back. I'm so excited.
Yeah. I'm surprised there hasn't been more talk about that. Early on, I thought that would be the first one. It still could be the first one back. They talked about Harmonious. It still is October 1, but maybe. Yeah. Maybe. Okay, Animal Kingdom. Man, I don't know. That one is, I don't want to lean on Fast Pass again, but obviously with Flight of Passage, that's great. But Flight of Passage isn't insane right now, especially if you go during the week.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Spring break, once spring break is over, but, I don't know.
You know what mine is?
Yeah, you go. I should have thought this through better.
What mine is, it actually has to do with Flight of Passage. I am excited, and this is another one that's kind of as a whole, but It's not that I'm excited to get closer in line. I'm excited for relaxed social distancing from the fact that queues are up all over the parks now because they're not able to use the actual queue space as it was intended. And so it's just, I'm ready for the parks not to be as cramped because there's queue lines all over the place. So that'll be helpful. And so that's what I thought about for Animal Kingdom. Just like you can go in and you'll eventually bump into the line of Flight of Passage, which was true the first 2 or 3 hours of the morning anyways. But now, I mean, it's well into Harambe.
Yeah, it's right outside the Lion King.
Yeah.
So it's down there. It's almost to the safari.
It'll be nice when that's done. So I'm excited for that.
Yeah. Nice. And mine is kind of goes along with that relaxed social distancing that you were talking about, Matthew. I can't wait for them to take the plexiglass down on the safari. The safari is my favorite ride, and the plexiglass, it lessens the experience. It limits the view that you have. And, you got to make sure you sit on a side or else you're not going to see very much. So I'm just looking forward to relaxed social distancing that allows them to take down the plexiglass from many rides just so you can get the full experience of that ride or that attraction back.
And queues, like it keeps it so safe, but at the same time, it's ugly. I'm sorry. Like they can't make it look nice. Like as much theming and painting that they can do with the metal frames that they have to put up, like there's that. But on top of that, like I think of, Kilimanjaro Safari is actually a really good example of like it is dirty. I mean, it's nasty. The plexiglass is gross. Yeah. And like another one that I think about is Frozen Ever After. I mean, you can't see anything.
Disgusting.
And so that's going to be really nice for sure to have go away. I agree with that.
I agree.
Okay, I have mine.
We're ready.
Even though, and Audrey, this is for you, even though the nighttime spectacular was it really a spectacular? Rivers of Light was amazing. I loved it. Even though that's gone, that park comes alive at night. And with these reduced hours, there's barely any time that you can spend after sunset. And now that the time changes just happened, it will be even harder until they extend hours. So I am looking forward to Animal Kingdom back to being back at a nighttime park because that place is gorgeous. It just comes alive, especially with the shows in the Tree of Life and Rivers of Light. Rest in peace.
Yeah,
I agree.
Sure.
I agree. That's a good one. So I mean, we've come up. We've crossed the year barrier, and some crazy stuff has happened. So hopefully, we are looking towards a better future, and we can get these things relaxed, and we can get back to the full Disney that we know and we love. So cool stuff. Speaking of cool stuff, did you guys see that this week they announced that Disney Magic Mobile service was coming?
Thank you. We talked about this early in the show. I don't really know how to
feel about it. I love Magic Bands, but I also love the ability to not have to have a Magic Band because I forget mine a lot. So, here's what they said. It was announced towards obviously the end of last year that Disney's going to be doing away with the Magic Bands. They'll still be around. You can still purchase them. They're just not going to be complimentary anymore. So they're bringing this thing that's going to be into, connected to your phone. It's going to be an app through My Disney Experience that's going to incorporate all of that stuff. So we hope to see, obviously, because it's it'll be on your Apple Watch and you can use your watch just like a Magic Band. But my question to you guys is, we all know how glitchy the app is.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. When you had to do the Fast Pass system, we knew how glitchy the app was. So how do you guys think it's going to roll when this is the number one way to get in the park, use your Fast Pass, pay for your meal, buy merchandise? What do you guys think?
For me,
I want to hear your answer.
I hear you. Want to hear mine?
Mm-hmm.
The biggest challenge is with the Magic Band. You literally had to go over and just be like, boop, and it was done. Especially now because they're not requiring the fingerprint. So here's the challenge: you're going to have the people that totally weren't paying attention, vacation mode. Oh gosh, I'm not even signed into my app. And then they get into their app and then they're like, I don't know my password. And then my thing is, how long are the queue is going to be to get into the park because people aren't prepared. Now I get it that like sometimes we ran into it quite often with our daughter for some reason, like her fingerprint just wasn't working until I finally switched it over to mine, but she likes doing it. So then I had to switch it back. And so, sometimes they have to wave and the cast member comes over, and so that was already, I'm not going to lie, frustrating enough. So that's the bottleneck of people who just don't know what they're doing. That's my concern.
You know what I think?
Here we go.
This is kind of selfish. I'm really excited about it because I'm really excited about how easy it's going to be for me.
Yeah.
Because I know how to use it.
Me too.
Here's the thing, Dave, you talk about like people who are like fumbling with the app, but like Disney needs to make it a part of planning your vacation.
Yes.
Because here's like how easy it is. I just double click and it's ready to go. Like it's right there. And I know really well that I can rely on my Apple Watch because I've never had problems with Apple Wallet.
Right.
And the best thing is it's not a QR code they need to scan. You double click and you tap your phone or your Apple Watch to the tap style.
Yeah.
And you're in. Yep. And it's not you don't have to fumble for the app. You don't have to do any of that because it's all directly in your wallet on your phone.
But I feel like even when to hear you say that, the first thing that pops in my mind is as well as Disney helps people plan for vacations and people do, you can always tell, Brandon, tell me I'm wrong. You can always tell that family that has no idea about the Magic Bands because all 8 of them have gray. Right.
Great
and so like, even with all the planning that Disney helps you do, people just sometimes they like, it doesn't connect with them. And like, I paid and did this. I'm like, we like, and they either come in the mail or they get them when they check in at their resort. So that's I agree with you. For us, I mean, we are definitely technology people for sure. And I think a lot of people most people are, but I mean, you're talking to get like, I don't want to age bracket them, but like, I mean, I just like, I could see my mom trying to like, without me, like she would like, what? I got to use my, like, now they still will have the traditional ticket. You can still get the card ticket.
I feel like you're going to have to opt in for Magic Mobile.
That would
I feel
be good.
like most people are going to, I mean, like we talked about, the Magic Bands will still be around. I mean, you can still use them. They're just not complimentary. So
right.
I feel over half the people would be just like, I'll pay $5 for a Magic Band. I'm not messing with the app.
Right.
So, I mean,
I'll buy it for you.
You were talking about the bottleneck. I don't think people like us who know how to work an Apple Watch and know how to work their wallet, we're going to fly through. And I think the other people are just going to use their Magic Band or use their card just to get in.
Right.
I just think my concern is more with the app working.
True.
More than people knowing how to use it. That's my concern.
Yeah, if you have a smartwatch, that will be the way to go. Assuming that they do it more than just the Apple Watch. I don't know if they will.
Well, I mean, no. Well, there's the Apple Watch, and you can put it'll be in your wallet on your phone.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's like, you have your payment cards in your Apple Wallet, but on top of that, you can add loyalty cards, and loyalty cards now, as of a couple years ago, can be tap. They're not just they're not just scan a QR
or
code.
Tap to redeem.
Yeah, so I think that'll be helpful.
Yeah,
for sure.
I like it. It's good. I mean, like, change is good. Like, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, let's be honest. I mean, how many millions and millions of those things that are just gonna fill up a landfill because they made this?
Yeah.
So, and I like this. And like, don't go buy an Apple Watch for this, but the Apple Watch by far is going to be the easiest. You don't even have to take the phone out of your pocket. It's very Magic Band-esque. I mean, that's the benefit of the watch. And they for years,
we've been asking for our Apple Watch to do what a Magic
Yes,
Band does.
yes,
Because we
please.
already own an Apple Watch. So
Yeah.
And the hotel key. Hope they put it all in there.
yeah.
I remember when the Apple Watch came out, I was like, oh, finally, Disney's going to come up with a solution for this where I don't have to use a Magic Band. And that was like year 2 of Magic Bands. And here we are.
300 years.
Here we are,
later.
almost 10 years into Magic Bands, and they finally gave us a solution.
It's been 84 years.
Well, we talk about some changes. Magic Mobile is really exciting. I'm very excited for that. But one thing that I'm very excited about is there is no longer a giant hunk of steel in the middle of Epcot.
Yep.
It's gone.
I agree. I was there last Thursday, and I walked by that place and I was like, holy moly, that whole building is gone. I think there was like 2 metal columns left up, but everything else was gone.
Ladies and gentlemen,
it was crazy looking.
my childhood has been erased.
You know what I think is what I thought was really interesting last time I was there. One thing I thought was really interesting about that building, I was walking through that bypass that they have now to the Seas Pavilion and the Land Pavilion, like to that side of Epcot. And on the back side of Innoventions West was office space. You could tell it was office space because there were blinds and somebody had shelves, and I was like, in the middle of Epcot? There used to be a character spot here. What is going on? It's very weird. Anyways.
That is true. I had a friend, she was a manager in scheduling, and her office was in Epcot.
That's crazy. That's crazy. What a view to have from your office window.
I would take that job.
Yes. Anyway, so, okay, Innoventions West is gone. It's demolished. But now, I guess, it's making way for Moana Journey of Water. That's going to be really...
Did you say?
Really,
make way, make way.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. I didn't even catch the fact that I actually did that. And now I'm really excited about that. So anyway, everything is done. It got demolished. And as soon as it went down, everything broke.
Everything went down.
Somebody broke Epcot. And I thought, it's the curse of Innoventions West.
Dun, dun, dun.
So, I don't know. I just thought that was funny. But no, everything broke. So, the power grid went down. And this is definitely not the first time. Epcot had some major power issues. I don't know what it is. So...
Maybe it was because it was built in the 80s. I don't know. Maybe the 70s
I guess
were better for power.
Yeah.
One thing we actually didn't put in the show notes this week because it's breaking news as of today, as of we're recording. Disneyland opens April 30th.
Oh my gosh. We can't go.
We can't go.
We can't go.
But let me tell you what,
I'm excited for them.
Yes.
I'm excited for some Disneyland content.
Yes.
Because all the vloggers and all the influencers will be there.
Definitely missing.
I'm so excited. It's going to be great.
Tired of talking about this coast.
Yes.
What, your backyard? Yeah, it's so tough. I know. We get it.
I wanted to talk a little bit about, back in episode 2, I had this topic idea of the IPification of Disney parks and resorts, and it was a fun topic, but I kind of had a little bit of an epiphany when we were going to see Raya. Thank you, Dave. Thank you. Epiphany. No, yeah. When we went to go see Raya, and it's a really unique film, and it was such an original idea that came from Walt Disney Studios. But my mind just kind of started turning. I think really the question is, or not the question, but Disney's throwing their films, throwing their characters into the parks, and everybody's like, "Oh, this is so horrible. Can't they come up with an original idea?" And then I thought, why are people seeing it that way? Like, the films are original ideas. So here's my question. Do you think that Disney is replacing old attractions, resort themes, and stuff like that? Do you think that's Disney losing creative ideas? Or do you think that Disney is now of the mindset that when we make a film, we have to figure out a way to incorporate it into the parks, even if it means destroying a classic? What do you think?
Brandon, I'll let you go first.
Okay. I have some thoughts on this. I don't think that it's Disney necessarily saying that we have to get, like a new movie comes out, we have to put this in the park. I think it's more Disney's mindset. Times have changed. People's interests have changed, right?
Yeah.
People now have shorter attention spans than they did before, and they get bored much more easily than they did before. So I think it's more Disney saying, we need to incorporate these things that have made us millions of dollars in the theater, in merchandise. We want to find a way to get that same idea or that same theme to bring people to our amusement parks or our theme parks. So I think, people are going to continue to come for Peter Pan. They're going to continue to come for Small World. But if you can invent a new, an inventive, an exciting way to get somebody to come see Guardians of the Galaxy or come see Avengers that they have gotten excited about in the movie theater, that's a new way to get new customers. You're always going to have your Disney loyalists who will go every year because they love Disney. But that may not be enough to bring the new people, especially after this pandemic. You want to get people excited to come back to the theme park. So I think it's less we have to get people, or we have to come up with a way to get our movies and our stuff into the park, and more we just want to attract new customers with great ideas.
That's good. I mean, I agree wholeheartedly. I don't think Disney is losing creative ideas. I just think they're finding smart ways to incorporate it. Like it does. Yeah. What do you think?
Well, to physically answer your question, is Disney losing creative ideas in the parks? Yes and no. So that's all I have to say. I'm just kidding. So here's my challenge to people of this great earth. We have become emotionally lazy. And so what I mean by that is when you look back to Walt and that original team and these ideas that they just kept coming out with, they didn't have movies that they made to pull content and park ideas from. And knowing Walt, he was very much, let's create. Let's not borrow from other people's stuff and bring it into our place. And so the quick answer, because I could talk about this for a long time, the quick answer is I think people are going to be drawn more to what they know because it's comfortable. So meaning that, like, I'll be completely transparent with you. I'm blown away at how long it took Moana to come into the parks. Like, it's, they just leveled that building, and here comes the Journey of Water.
Of water.
Yeah. And then they just redid the Poly, and the rooms are themed on that. Like, it surprised me that it took this long. I felt
5 years.
Yeah. It felt like it took even longer for Frozen to get into the parks, and they were all the all the rage. And so
5 years.
Here is my, okay, so it's pretty consistent at least.
Yeah.
So here's my problem. I think people just can't get emotionally excited about something that they don't know what it is. right? I mean, when Small World
Yeah.
came out, like
Yeah.
how amazing that was. It wasn't like there was a Small World movie or TV show or Disney short that came from, right? That didn't exist. And then you think about, like, I mean, we all know that where the carousel came from is because he was sitting in a park bench in Griffith Park while his daughters were riding the carousel, and that was literally where he had the idea of, we need a theme park where everybody can ride the rides and everybody can enjoy as a family.
Right.
And so all of that stuff came from that. But I just think that they don't have a choice, because I think to create something new, people just won't have an attachment to it, right? I mean, you think of something like Imagination, right? Like, I mean, that's a very original attraction that they just came up with. And like, I know it's old and dated, but could you imagine that ever being popular again? No, probably not, right? Because it's not anything that's, people are just emotionally lazy. There's not this unbelievable movie or TV show or cartoon or comic book from their childhood that is so drawn. Now, there are people that love Figment. I'm one of them, but there are people that love the Figment ride because of that was their childhood at the parks growing up. It was there. And so I feel like that's a long-winded answer, but like, I wish it didn't have to be this way, but I just don't think people will get excited if they don't already know they don't understand the emotion and feeling behind it that led to it landing at a park. I mean, I even think about Harmonious, right? I mean, that is just going to be, they're literally going to be screens in the water of all of their IP. Like, that's just what it's going to be. Like, to me, I'm like, that's not
IP
very creative.
in the water.
Yeah, they're IPing in the water. There is your show title right there. They're IPing in the water. I just think that, is it going to be fantastic? It's got to be better than the filler show.
Oh gosh,
with that one.
It can't be worse.
Anyway, and so that's my answer. I think it's, of course, it's going to come from films because they can gain an audience, they can gain a passion, they can gain merch, they can if you have a little that's going to grow up with Raya and have the whole bedroom suite, all the stuffed animals, and then you go to a park in 5 years and she's now 9, 10, 11, 12, and there is the movie of her childhood now in the parks. Of course, that's going to draw people in. So I think it's just, they don't really have a choice because we're emotionally lazy. I could have just said that and been done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
That was a good topic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked it.
I agree. And just to,
IP.
before we wrap up, just to
Go.
pile on to what you were saying. Pile on's not the real word. Expand on what you were saying. That's the word I was going for.
Just to piggyback.
We've gone from a place where people want to see it because it's new and cool to a place where people want to see it because the technology is amazing. So think about Rise of the Resistance. Think about Smuggler's Run. Like, compare that to like back in the day when people were like, the technology in Small World is amazing. You have all these people waving and you have animatronics. Compare that to riding around a starship during a space battle. So like, we've gone from, oh, we went to see this amazingly cool thing to now the technology just has to blow us away. And I think the only way to do that is to continually come up with new stuff that incorporates your IPs.
You know, I'm so glad that you said that, because I think this helps me further my point, because I feel like I said yes and no, but all I talked about was the no side of it. I think the yes side of it is Batuu. And what I mean by that is, yes, it's Star Wars. Yes, there's that whole canon of everything that comes along with that. Like, Smuggler's Run is not original. I mean, it's a great ride because you're flying the Millennium Falcon. Rise of the Resistance is pretty amazing. But again, that all ties into those movie themes, but not the land. Not the land. So they literally took a new idea. Now, I think it's going to be coming. It might even be featured in one of the new shows that are going to be coming out on Disney Plus. It may be mentioned or talked about. I believe that Batuu might, or it's in a book somewhere. But still, it's an area. It's a place of Star Wars lore that nobody had ever seen or been to before. So it wasn't like they built Tatooine, right? Are you with me?
Yeah.
And so
Yes.
I think that does the yes side of it. And to be honest with you, I think the reviews were ho-hum because there wasn't an emotional attachment to Batuu. You see what I'm
I would
saying?
agree
Right.
with that.
So I think that was, hey, this was original, even though it was Star Wars, which is older than me, right? And so, well, it's not, but maybe by 2 years. But I think that's the yes side of it. Super original, but it didn't really get the big. It wasn't like this is the greatest theme park land in history.
No.
It really, and I don't think
Yeah.
it was just because people that don't like Star Wars don't like Star Wars. I just think it was hard for people to like. I don't know what this is. It feels different. Yes, it's Star Wars, but I don't know this land. And
Yeah.
so I think that
Yeah.
kind of proves the point.
So
Yeah. And when it first came out, everybody's like, "Where's Luke? Where's Leia?
Right.
Where's
Right,
Darth Vader?
right.
Where so I definitely agree with that.
this isn't the first time Disney has done this before. I mean, think back to when Avatar opened. All of the Valley of Moara doesn't exist in the Avatar film.
Right.
They're
Yeah.
setting up future films.
That was,
The Valley of Moara will exist in future films.
how many times have those films been pushed back? 15 years?
15 times. Oh my gosh. The third movie was supposed to be out by now.
I know.
It's crazy. Let's hop over to Disney Plus. Avatar has passed Avengers Endgame again for the highest grossing film, which is crazy because I'm like, who's buying Avatar right now?
Well, they re-released it in China, right?
Did they?
Yeah, that's what it.
Yeah, they
Oh,
re-released.
okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah,
I
that's
didn't
what I
even
was
see
going
that
to
part.
say. Why do you need to make new movies? You just keep re-releasing the same one and keep making money on it.
So how did
There
they
you
like?
go.
Did they do it streaming wise or theaters? Like, do people in China go to the theaters? I mean, I know they do. That was a horrible question. I mean, like during this pandemic, like are they as open as we are in the United States? I have no idea. It's a genuinely ignorant question.
I actually think they're more open, if I'm not
I
mistaken.
think so. They're more open than we are. They got to normal before we did.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's crazy.
So yeah, it's probably in the theater.
Insane. So
We've got some news.
we've got something fun. That music can only mean one thing.
What does it mean, Dave?
The Oscar nominations have dropped this week, and Disney has a few. They will air on ABC April 25th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. I love the Oscars. I make Matthew come over and watch them every year, and he's on his phone the entire time, but I love them. So let's hear the nominees.
The nominees for this year, we have Soul for Best Animated Feature, Best Original Score, and Best Achievement in Sound.
Nice. And I would agree with all of those because Soul was an amazing movie.
Yes, it was an amazing movie.
We also have Mulan. Mulan was nominated for Best Costume Design and Best Visual Effects.
Onward was nominated for Best Animated Feature.
The one and only Ivan was nominated for Best Visual Effects. This
And
show was
Burrow
not.
was nominated for Best Animated Short Film.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is your Oscar nominees. Now, there's some other ones. We just wanted to have fun and do the Disney ones. But
That sounded so weird. That was like we were on the announcement show on the Today Show or something.
I just thought it would be fun and stupid at the same time. There was some other stuff. I mean, Disney owns Hulu, right? And there's something else. There was another show that was on there. But yeah, they're going to win some things. There's no doubt in my mind. Like, I'd be shocked if Soul didn't win. My heart breaks for Onward. I wish Onward was last year. Like, I really, really like that movie.
Yeah. That movie was great.
Yeah.
Soul deserves it. It was so good.
And then only thing left to talk about in Disney Plus is I mean, WandaVision is a wrap. We've got, and by the time you're hearing this, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier will be out. It will be launched. So we'll talk a little bit about that next week. But we are, did you guys get to see the hour-long Disney assembled behind the, Marvel assembled, excuse me, the Marvel assembled, like 1 hour behind the scenes movie show of WandaVision?
Oh, I caught a little bit of it. I didn't get to watch the whole thing.
Yeah.
I have not watched all of it.
It's good. It's what I found funny is Matthew came over last night and I was watching the tail end of it. And I was like, it's longer than every episode in WandaVision.
And there's 30 seconds of credits at the end.
I know, not 8 minutes, but it was really good. It was cool to see. As a camera nerd, it was cool to see one of the cameras that Matthew and I actually own was in it. You can see, I don't know if it was shooting B-roll or what, but you can see, so camera nerds, we love all that behind the scenes stuff.
Nice.
Good times.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Yeah, good times.
That is our show. Nice and short this week. I like that we have all this Patreon content. Leave you wanting some more. All right, Brandon, where can the people find us?
Hey, the people can find us on all the social medias. They can find us on Instagram. They can find us on the Facebook. They can find us on Twitter, 80pod FM. They can also go to our website, anotherdispodcast.com. There you'll find links to our merch. You will find the Attraction Madness. Remember,
vote.
This round ends on Friday, which is the 19th. The next round will start. So get your votes in. You can find all that right there on the website.
Love it.
Well, this is the end of the show, but I don't know if it's the end of the show for you, because we'll catch you on Patreon for some extra content.
There'll be some good stuff over there.
Oh yeah. Thanks for joining us this week, guys. We'll catch you next week.
Love it.
Bye.